Wow.
He said, you can do this. He said, it's almost over. And at that time, I still had maybe like 12 months, almost 15 months before I went home. And I'm like, I don't want to hear nothing about that place. I need you to do this and do that. I said, I want you to be in place next Saturday at your sister's house so I could talk to you and we'll have more time to talk. Because the phone said 1 minute.
Wow.
And his last words to me was, again, I'm so proud of you and I love you.
Wow.
I said, I will talk to you Saturday. Well, Wednesday, October 27th, I got a phone call. Nobody wants to go to the chapel.
Right.
Get a call and say, report to the chapel.
Right.
And that day, I was called to the chapel. And actually that day, we were doing the program at Rec. And Chaplain Spates told me she got a phone call and said that my son was shot. He was shot 3 times in the back of the head. Wow. He was 24 years old. Quite naturally. And on my way, walking to the chapel, I remember compromising and saying, negotiating. I hope it's not my sister. Oh, I hope it's not my mother. I hope it's not this. Trying to figure out which one am I willing to sacrifice to go. But not my son.
You didn't even think about your son.
No. And when she told me that, it seems like my breath was gone. I couldn't breathe. And when she told me, and she called my daughter, and my daughter said, please stop crying. She says, because I don't want anything to happen to you. She said, but Mom, she said, it's not good. She said, his heart stopped once already. She said, and they got him on life support. They said if his heart stops again, they're going to take him off the machine. I said, are you serious? I said, are you sure? There's not a chance. Because Demetrius is a fighter. I said, don't you know we're fighters? You know, we don't give up. You make sure that this is it before you take him off that machine. And she said, yes, ma'am. So I said, Creisha, I said, I want you to go in that room and you take his hand and you whisper in his ear and you tell him that Mom loves him. I love him and I'm so proud of him. You tell him
It's okay, Gabby.
so you tell him I'm proud of him. And you tell him if he needs to rest, that it's okay with Mom. But if he wants to fight, I'm here. And I'm praying for him. But if he needs to rest, his soul can rest. 2 hours later, his heart stopped again. And he was pronounced dead at 10:25, October 27th of 2010. That point in my life, I wanted to give up. How much more? How much more? I've lost jobs. I've lost cars. I've lost my respect. I lost my integrity. That wasn't enough. My freedom, it wasn't enough. Almost losing my baby boy, it wasn't enough. That wasn't enough. But losing him is what made me say, God, here I am. What else do I have to sacrifice? Here I am. Is it me that you want? And all I can do is put my hands up and say, God, here I am. Here I am. I will do whatever it is you need me to do. I will serve you from this day forth. I will tell people about you. Whatever it takes. But through my son, I was given a second chance of life. Through him. Because I knew he believed in me. And his last words were to me, I believe in you.
My God.
And he said, you can do it. He used to always tell me, he says, Mom, he said, us Cunninghams, we're thoroughbreds. We come from good stock. We're not no quitters. We're fighters. So he said, you go through this. He said, because it's something better for you. I know you could be what you could be, Mom.
Yes.
So I know, but I couldn't do it on my own. I couldn't do it because every time Gabby did what she wanted to do, it ended up in destruction or confusion. But the day I told God and gave it all to Him, here it is.
Here it is.
Here it is.
And God took that. He knew the pain, the agony,
Yes.
and everything that you had already been through.
Yes.
He knew all of that.
Yes.
All of that. And the repercussions of this, the way you would feel, the position that you would be put in because of where you were incarcerated.
Yes.
He gave you that strength that you needed.
Yes,
He
did.
placed the people around you, the
Yes.
support system right where you were
Yes.
to help you go through this whole transition.
Yes.
And from what I've seen, and I've heard your story several times, from what I've seen, the strength that you possess is not Gabby's strength.
It's not.
It's all God.
Yes.
Because I have not walked in your shoes. Elle has not walked in your shoes. We don't know how that feels.
Mm-hmm.
We sympathize with you. But Gabby, for you to actually walk through something like this, to lose your son, and to still walk it out and to still fight, it has to be all of God.
Yes, it is.
And what God is doing in your life right now is so supernatural. Nobody can get the credit for what He's
But
doing in
God.
your life right now.
No.
Nobody can get the credit.
No.
And the whole year that I was coming to the facility, coming there, just seeing you guys, every week it was a difference. It was a change. It was like, oh my God, I can just see the growth. I can see the love. I can see what was behind that love that was behind your change.
Yes.
So there are so many other women that are incarcerated. There are so many women that are out, that have gone through what you have already gone through, that are going through it right now. What would you say to them? Look in that camera right there and just minister to somebody who has lost a child or another loved one. Minister to them. Just let them know that God is there for them.
I want to tell whomever it is that's sitting at that TV and watching me right now at this moment, and let you know, Michelle's right. I mean, Nicky is right. No one knows unless you walked and you dealt with that loss and that pain. But when you experience something like that, the only thing, the only way, and the only comfort that you can get is through Jesus Christ.
Yes.
And through Him, it's only through Him that I'm able to get up every morning, that I'm able to look in the mirror and smile, and to know that Demetrius is in heaven waiting for me, and he's looking down and he's smiling and say, I knew she could do it.
Yes.
And just knowing that it's nothing but God that just gives me that strength. I know it's not me. It's nothing but Him. But I encourage you, no matter what it is, if it's abuse, if it's addiction, if whatever that has you bound, right now, by the sound of my voice, I'm telling you, give it to God. Give it to God and watch. Just sit back. If you have this much of faith, you just sit back and watch and see the things that God will do in your life. In your life, you just watch and see the mountains that He will move. He will close doors and He will open doors. But you have to just allow God. Allow God to do it. And He will do it. Not man, not mama, not sister. God.
Yes.
Nobody but God. I can't say it enough. I just can't give God enough glory for what He's done and the transformation He's done in my life. I give Him all the glory and all the praise because I don't even deserve it. I don't deserve any of this that He has given me. But He did everything that His word told me that He would.